The running industry is on fire, and we are here in New York City with Air to take a look at some of the top products, retail experiences, and the brands who are setting this pace in running. Let's go. Oh, I almost forgot. I gotta put on my oversized Oakleys so that we can be in uniform. So the global running apparel and footwear market is around $50 billion, and it's expected to grow to about 70 million over the next few years. The US market is around 10 billion alone, so all of these brands are fighting for this big pie, which is very significant. And historically, we've had really big players like Nike and Adidas, and we're gonna look at today some of the lightweights, medium weights, and heavyweights in this industry. All right, so I'm in hog heaven right now. My first role at Nike was an Econ. Econs are Nike spelled backwards because it was our job to know Nike backwards and forwards. So we were the eyes and ears of the company in each of the different markets. And so in that role, I would be out in the streets, in stores, in retail, figuring out what are the trends that are coming up, and then I would document and report that back up to world headquarters so that we could be on the front end and know what was trending in the market. Still my favorite job that I ever had. All right, first up, one of my favorite brands out of New England. They have a pop-up shop here in New York right now because the New York City Marathon is on Saturday. Tracksmith was founded in Boston by a guy named Matt Taylor. Matt ran in college competitively and then was a sports marketing rep for Usain Bolt at Puma. And so he got to see this industry from a lot of different directions and started this company. Really fascinating dude. One of the things I love about Tracksmith, they do some of the best content in all of running. So that is one of their biggest distinctions. They use amateur runners in their content, and there's some great stories from Matt. But they also have an amazing director named Emily May who does this beautiful content. One of my favorites is their Church of the Run, which is actually just an hour and a half of a woman running. You hear her breath and you hear her feet on the ground. That sounds boring to anybody outside the running industry, but to running purists, that sounds like meditation. Let's go check them out. Inside the store right now, 3 things I love about them. 1, their content. Of course, today they even have a Through Her Eyes exhibit where they have a lot of local photographers who are showing off beautiful running imagery. 2, they really lean into the amateur status and the love of running from the amateur standpoint, which is amazing. And then 3, I love their brand positioning. So the hair is actually supposed to be for a challenger brand because they're small and nimble and fast. It could run circles around some of the bigger dogs. And I think they're doing just that. And I just love their classic colors. These navies, these maroons, the gold. It's just that elevated premium New England style that they really stay true to. And I love that they don't try to play other people's game. We could all learn from Tracksmith in the branding space. This is actually from that shoot of the Church of the Long Run. All right, fast becoming one of the big contenders in the running space is On, and they have a big presence here in New York City ahead of the marathon. So let's go take a look at their retail and product as they differentiate. This is the Cloud Runner. This is, when I think of On, I think of this as their staple. This is kind of that staple Cloud Tech running shoe that you see everywhere on streets. All right, last is the evolution of this brand. They're starting to collaborate with big fashion brands like Loewe. This is really common in the industry now where you get high fashion and performance, and this elevates the On brand and it allows Loewe to get access to a more broader consumer who's loving this running lifestyle. Next up, we got Adidas. They are second only to Nike in the global apparel and footwear market. Let's go inside here and see what they've got for runners for the marathon weekend. All right, so what you can see is an example of one of the big brands. One of the challenges of them is that they have this big property in the World Cup that they have to promote and are invested in. And so they're not as focused on running in that specific moment. So the challenger brands have an advantage that they are only focused on running and they could obsess the journey of that customer. And that's what helps them take these pieces of the pie from the big dogs. Last but certainly not least, the 800-pound gorilla, Nike, a place near and dear to my heart, will be definitely focused on trying to maximize this moment. This is a key market and a key event for the marathon. Let's go see what they got going on. All right, contrast this with Adidas. Nike is founded in running, in track and field in Oregon. That is the key part of their DNA. So they're gonna go big during this week. You can see that running is the priority in this retail space. This is their newest footwear, the Vomero Premium that they are really pushing. They have to be able to compete with Hoka in some way and On. Kind of been lost in the running space for a while, and they're trying to find their way through these double stacked Vomero Premium. Looks good, dude. Their CEO has said they need to focus on sport and their core DNA is running, so this would be very important that they win here. Such a sucker for 3M. Never gets old. Super fun, weird fact. Most people would never guess this. Skechers is actually globally #2 in footwear, I believe, in terms of total volume. So they don't have like the strong brand that's aspirational like a Nike or Adidas or a On or a Hoka, but they are doing hella volume by just mimicking the successful styles and putting them out there. It's not for everybody, but it is for quantity. Hi. And my favorite of all the challenger brands, Bandit. Well documented my love of their unsponsored project. Many people have picked Bandit as the challenger brand to take on the big dogs. They got an amazing retail spot here. We're gonna go talk with their founder and get to see their documentary presented by Air tonight. Good to see you in person.
Likewise, likewise.
It's been too long.
I know. We're overdue. How you doing?
I know. So good, man. How are you? Excited about tonight?
Yeah, pumped.
Ladies and gentlemen, founder of Bandit Running, Tim West.
How are you
Tim,
doing?
we're great. We're gonna get a tour. Bring us along. Let's go.
So this is our West Village flagship, 328 Bleecker Street, in between Bleecker and Christopher, about 2 free blocks off of the West Side Highway.
Is this your first physical retail?
This is technically this was our second. We
Okay.
have a shoebox in Greenpoint.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so all the buzzwords in marketing are community and experiences, right? Real life. So you've just mentioned a couple things. You mentioned coffee and run club, like hangouts. Has that been the foundation of the brand or has that evolved?
No, I mean, I started the brand, going to Brooklyn Track Club Tuesday nights at McCarran Park with just socks. And it grew organically from there because all of my friends out in Brooklyn Track Club started wearing the socks, posting them while they were racing and running and training and whatnot.
So you started as a sock brand?
Yeah, it was socks.
Really?
Yes.
Amazing.
Socks out of my apartment in Brooklyn. These are an iteration of the originals. The originals are around here somewhere, but it's actually the only product that has never changed.
Really?
Yes, we still have the originals. They hold up.
What made you start a sock brand?
As an entrepreneur or an entrepreneurial-minded person, I sort of knew what the makings were for a strong D2C starter brand, and it checked all of these boxes. So socks are pretty high margin, so self-funding it, I could make my money back and reinvest it into the business. They're light, so they're easy to ship. They're identifiable on the body. They're a repeat product, so people come back for more. Yeah, just checked all of these boxes, and I knew that if socks took off, I might be onto something a little bit larger.
Okay, and so what came after the socks?
Along with the socks, I made, I basically used blanks for some hoodies and then we made hats, but mainly it was socks. A year after I launched the brand, I decided to go all in, quit my day job, and then hire co-founders. My brother, who's our CEO, and then my co-founder, Ardith, who's our chief design officer. She designed everything, and the first stuff that we made was a head-to-toe performance racing kit.
Got it.
Yep.
Okay. What do you attribute y'all's ability to keep climbing throughout that?
I think it's just inherent in our mission, which is to evolve running, and everything we do, we evolve ourselves. So from our product, we're constantly evolving it. Our campaigns, everything is supposed to be really fresh. Nothing is supposed to be the same as it was before. Then you have, now we have 20 people who are all thinking, how can I be better than yesterday? How can I do something different? And we're not really looking left to right in our industry. We're looking at inspiration from, across crazy landscapes.
Yeah.
It's just really fun. And I think that's a really special thing that's unique to Bandit.
So you guys are looking outside of the running industry for inspiration, not necessarily inside at your competitors.
Oh yeah, no, we never ever look inside the sport of running, and hardly honestly within sport in general. My biggest inspiration creatively, and you'll see this at our pop-up, is Universal Studios like roller coaster ride.
Yeah, okay.
Thing. So
I've seen that in the creative.
Yeah.
Or I was thinking space, you know, but like,
Well, same with like film, like huge Kubrick fan.
Oh, well, oh yeah, that shows through in your marketing. For sure.
So there's like, we love film, we love music. That stuff is kind of gives this childlike sense of wonder that makes us all feel like we're creating something really special.
We're gonna see something special tonight at the Air documentary.
And we try every single day at Air to infuse this business with as much thought and attention to detail and irreverence that I think is reflected in Bandit. And so I hope you see both of our brands shine through. And after this, we're gonna bring up the incredible Tim West and Jordan Rogers, who are interviewing on all things Bandit. Cool.
So, they teamed up with Air, a Dropbox competitor, but, you know, good. And they set out to shake up New York City running.
Give a round of applause for that work, everybody. That was great. Can you talk about what the gap was in the market that made y'all create something crazy like that?
First, I just want to say thank you to Air and shout out to John and Ryan. Just one time, real quick. Crush it. Legends. Our mission at Bandit is to evolve running, and that essentially means bringing fresh new ideas to the space. And sometimes the hack there is just to combine a few things that you love. And a few of us internally, we love F1. We also love, you know, running and racing, and so kept you there all day, kept you entertained. You got to race, you got to spectate, you got to race again. It just felt really fresh and new. It felt like a music festival. A lot of our inspiration comes from different places outside the sport like that. So it was less of a gap in the market situation and a more combination of things that we like that we wanted to bring together.
Everybody, give it up for Bandit and Air. Thank y'all so much. There's drinks in the back. If you scan that QR code, you can get some of the amazing Bandit gear, $100 gift card. So thank y'all for coming out. Food and drinks, enjoy.